Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mayor Randy Burke,
Present.
Commissioner Darren Indovina,
Here.
Commissioner Ken Caspar.
Here. Will you all please stand as you're able for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, are there any changes? Do the commissioners wish any changes to the agenda? None. Okay, I move we approve the agenda. A second. Please call the roll.
Mayor Randy Burke,
Yes.
Commissioner Darren Indovina,
Yes.
Commissioner Ken Caspar.
Aye. All right, before we move into the regular business, anytime there is a second reading, and there's a few of those tonight, and if there's a first or second reading, you will be invited, if you want to come up here and speak to the council. A couple of ground rules: respectful of us, respectful of each other. Time limit will be about 3 minutes. We'll see how that goes. If we ask you questions, that will not cut into your time. We'll kind of limit those to about 3 to 5 people on each subject. So when you're invited to come up and you want to speak, then stay on that subject. Respectful of others, time, and stay on topic. Okay, let's move on to regular business on the consent agenda. Are there any motions on the consent agenda?
I'll move that we approve the consent agenda.
I'll second. Call the roll, please.
Mayor Randy Burke,
Yes.
Commissioner Darren Indovina,
Yes.
Commissioner Ken Caspar.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to the second reading consideration of ordinance 9015.
Forgive me, I'm going to be scrolling through all the minutes.
Oh, okay, sure. Can everyone hear me now? Thank you. I guess we should do this before we vote.
We're at 9015.
Yes, sir, 9015.
Is that in here? Yes.
Yes.
Going from the minutes right to 9017.
Okay. I did it.
Okay, so this is our first ordinance. Thank you, sir. This is an ordinance prohibiting disposal of grass and debris onto city streets. Do you have any motions? What we'll do is we'll motion.
I'll move that we approve bill number 9015.
I'll second. Do you want to be?
Well, what we're gonna do, we've got a motion and a second, so now
Okay.
we'll open it for discussion.
Oh.
Is there anyone in the audience that would like to come up and ask questions, or discuss anything about the ordinance prohibiting disposal of grass and debris on the city streets? Yes, Murray.
This is kind of a question to go to Mr. Dunn. But insofar as the practice that has stimulated the ordinance, I believe you said in the previous session that you had found that grass clippings migrated into storm sewers and created potentially flooding conditions down the road. But tell us how prevalent this has been and what you've done about clearing those in the past before going to this ordinance.
it's kind of repeat offenders. There's a lot of people that purposely dump their trimmings and stuff in the storm drain. And I think they treated it as it's a magical storm drain. It's there and then it's gone after the rains, but it doesn't always work that way.
Right, and did you have to take like a rotor-rooter type equipment to go into the storm sewers to address this?
Sometimes a backhoe and phone bucket, and it's very difficult to do that when it's flooding at the time because you don't have a good visual on what you're trying to clear. And there's also a danger there when you get into the bigger drains, the amount of water that you're carrying.
And do you find that the prevalence of the problem, tends to be geographically located in parts of the city where the storm sewers aren't all the same size?
No, there's spots of it from one side to the other. It's not concentrated in one area.
Okay, good, that's the information we needed, thank you.
Want to say anything else, Dave? No.
No?
All right, anyone else, would they like to talk about this ordinance? All right, question. Yeah, Mark.
Hello, Mark Noriega. How is this ordinance gonna coincide with leaf pickup, city pickup, and debris pickup whenever everybody does put them at the curb? And what is gonna be the limitation around, pushing the umbrella, what's considered okay when it comes to putting debris and leaves on the curb? And then what is not? There has to be a clear picture as to what is allowed and not allowable.
I don't think there's limits to the amount of pickup, even with this debris. I mean, we're still gonna come around and pick it up, with the trash and the grass clippings if we're there. Just don't put them in the drains. Another problem with, if you go out into the street is, it can be a safety issue for bikers or kids on a bike, particularly if the grass is wet. So there's no limitations there, Mark.
Okay. Well, it was more around where the city has a leaf pickup, I believe it's twice a year, where everybody does put it at the curb. And I would say,
Yes, we're not discouraging the normal activities from pickup at all.
okay, so one of the,
But taking into consideration, when you are putting that stuff out there for the pickup, try not to put it in a storm drain, try not to put it in a gutter where it will run to maybe your neighbor's drain in front of their house. Try not to block the sidewalk with it. It's just it's more of just a clean up common sense thing. We're not discouraging anybody in any way from taking advantage of the city collection.
I agree with that, so it's just more of an educational, hey, keep it away from.
Yes, and there's gonna be a long time period. We're not gonna run out and issue citations. You know what I mean? It's just a slow learning curve that will help with the beauty of the city, over a long period of time.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Mark. Anyone else? Okay, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mayor Randy Burke,
Yes.
Commissioner Darren Indovina,
Yes.
Commissioner Ken Gasper.
All right, let's go to the next item. This is an ordinance for the city of Monett calling for election for the consideration of Central Avenue and Broadway roundabout prohibition petition ordinance. This, what we're simply doing here is officially sending this to the county clerks to be included on the November ballot. Oh, wait.
I'll move that we approve bill number 9017.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion on from the audience? Yeah, Carl.
I looked at your packet online and you have some, wording here. Is this will be as it appears on the ballot? There are no changes?
It will not be on the ballot like that, but if it passes, that petition in ordinance form will become an ordinance for the city of Monett.
But there's a page there that says the ballot
Yeah, you are correct, Carl, yeah, there is,
Yeah.
And
I've
that
got on the
is
screen
what-
now, that
Okay.
is the wording of the official ballot. Yes.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
Okay.
So you're not thinking, what, if you approve this tonight, then this will be what's sent to the clerks?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
And a yes vote states that the voter is requesting the city to halt the
Right.
construction, and a no vote is.
Yeah,
allows
sometimes that
the
yes,
city
no
to
can be kind of confusing for
Correct.
voters.
Yeah, we'll be putting stuff out on the Facebook as the election approaches.
Yeah.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Anything else from the audience? Okay, call the roll, please.
Mayor Raineyberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Darren Indovina.
Aye.
Commissioner Ken Gessler.
Aye.
All right, next one is a resolution of governing body, it's a resolution by us saying that now the utility superintendent, Skip Schaller, is going to be talk on, behalf of the city on wastewater plant improvements. And those improvements are not only what we need to do, but it's also by state law. I think phosphorus is one of their oxidation.
Yeah, this resolution really simply is just removing Chris's name as the authorized contact and just replacing him with Skip Schaller. Okay. It's the same language. Okay.
Any motions?
I don't wanna hop on. I'll move that we approve resolution number 9019.
I'll have a second. Call the roll, please.
Mayor Raineyberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Darren Indovina.
Yes.
Commissioner Ken Gessler.
Aye.
This is not the same.
This does the same thing except a different copy. This is about replacing the lead line services in the Monett municipal system. Have any motions?
I'll move that we, excuse me, I move that we approve resolution number 9020.
A second. Call the roll, please.
Mayor Raineyberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Darren Indovina.
Aye.
Commissioner Ken Gessler.
Aye.
All right. This is an ordinance authorizing the city of Monett, Missouri to enter into a lease purchase transactions with Clayton Holdings and the Missouri Association of Municipal Utilities as administrator to finance certain public improvements for the city of Monett, Missouri, and authorizing approving certain actions in connection with the execution and delivery of said lease purchase transaction. Have any motions? We'll go to discussion after.
Moving to approve, excuse me, sorry. I move that we approve bill number 9021.
A second?
Yeah, discussion on this, the purpose of this is we needed a new truck to dig holes for the utility poles. Our previous one was very old. We found, Skip was able to find a pretty good deal on one. We just had to purchase it relatively quickly. The price is $240,000. We're not gonna pay all that up front. We're going to use it until we own it. I can't remember the terms of, is there terms in here?
I think it's 5 years,
5 years? Okay, that sounds right.
and we made an excellent deal on it according to, and it is a budgeted item. We're going for next year, so.
It's out of budget this year, but
Yeah, and we saved 6 digits on the purchase of this truck by buying it the way we did, so it was definitely beneficial purchase.
okay. Anyone in the audience want to talk about our new utility pole digger?
That was the first.
Where are you getting it from? Where are you getting it from?
I don't remember where Skip is the one that been, go ahead.
Clayton Holdings.
Oh, so they actually have the equipment?
Right.
Okay, well, thanks.
We're using the equipment right now. It's in use. Any other comments from the audience? Okay, clerk, please call the roll.
Mayor Raineyberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Darren Indovina.
Aye.
Commissioner Ken Gessler.
Aye.
Okay, yes, Okay, this is an ordinance amending, our ordinance 9006 to correct a title company's error in the annexation of legal description. And if you remember a couple of months ago, what we did was we approved, the First State Bank authority with them in the tip. And as I recall, the dimensions don't change, but you have to have coordinates for each, and one of those coordinates is off. And Kelly, is that correct? Okay. So all we're doing is correcting a problem that they found on the with the coordinate, but the dimensions of that property do not change. Any discussion?
Move that we approve bill number 9022.
A second.
All right, is there any discussion from the audience? Any questions from the audience? Okay, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mayor Randy Burt,
Yes.
Commissioner Darren Indovino.
Aye.
Commissioner Ken Gessler.
Aye.
Okay, this is an ordinance amending 8436, section 140.020 of the city code pertaining to purchasing procedures. Do we have any motion?
I'll make a motion that we pass ordinance number 9023.
I'm sorry, our ordinance 9023. Thank you.
Now, second.
Discussion? What we're doing is we're changing the amount that each person can authorize in purchasing procedures. See, what this will do, it will increase the department heads from 2,500 to 5,000. Go ahead. Any discussion? Yeah, sorry. And then it also increases the mayor from $40,000 to $50,000, which is fine. And the city administrator, 25,000. Any issues there? I mean, I can do them since it kind of umbrellas out. Now, is this a resolution or an ordinance? This is ordinance, right? Okay.
So it raised everybody's from department head from 25 to 5,000 without having to come to city hall to get approval.
Just that's the limits. And this is really an internal, something that we do internally, does not really affect you all out there. Any comments from the audience?
I just want to know if that's 40 to 50,000 for the mayor.
It is
Is that normal? What was before?
40,000. Right now it's 40,000. This goes up to 50,000. The
You
inflation.
just sign off on it.
Yeah, we sign up. Anything over 50,000 takes all of us.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more comments from the audience? Okay, clerk, please call the roll.
Mayor Randy Burt,
Yes.
Commissioner Darren Indovino.
Aye.
Commissioner Ken Gessler.
Aye. So this next item on the agenda is the discussion on.
Yeah, this is, now we're going into items that have been requested, a citizen has requested. Oh, wait,
This is, we did talk about the authorized signers on our bank accounts.
oh, okay.
It's on the agenda. I have it electronically.
Yeah, let's see what we got here. Discussion.
And I can.
Go ahead.
Leave that if you'd like.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so our next item is the discussion and decision on authorized account signers. Currently, we have accounts with 4 financial institutions that have the names of Chris Weiner and our former city administrator and Angie Erling, former city clerk, as the authorized signers on those accounts. So we'll need to correct those and replace them with some new employees. So I'm gonna make a very long motion here. I'm going to move that we remove Chris Weiner and A.J. Irwin as authorized signers to the city's accounts at the following institutions: U.S. Bank, First State Bank of Purdy, Freedom Bank, and Edward Jones. And then we will add Kelly McMillan and Darren Indovina as authorized signers on the accounts at those aforementioned institutions. So it's just replacing Chris and Angie with Kelly and Darren.
Okay, I'll take that as a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Again, this is internal to the city. Call the roll, please.
Mayor Rainey,
Yes.
Commissioner Darren Indovina,
Aye.
Commissioner Ken Gessler,
Aye.
All right.
It's public comments.
Okay, now we're into the public comment section. This is the part where citizens of Monett have asked the council to speak before the council or at least discuss these items. Once again, when you come up here, be respectful, respect the time, and then try to stay on the subject. And this, Linda Meyer, this is your time. Don't be bashful.
And thank you. We encourage it.
Yeah, it's not always easy to come up here and talk in public. Go ahead. This is concerning fireworks. I'm sorry.
Tracking time.
Can you kind of keep this on? Okay. Okay, go ahead, Linda.
It won't be 30 minutes. I realize fireworks are not a big priority for the city, especially since it'll be almost a year till it is again a problem. But I figure if no one says anything, things will just get worse. I have two main concerns about the fireworks this year. My first concern is the number of days fireworks were going off this year. Fireworks started before July 1st and were still going off regularly at numerous residences all around the city till July 8th, and then a few times a night through the 14th. Since it did rain some July 4th, I expected the fireworks on the 5th, although plenty of them were able to be set off after the rain on the 4th. 2 weeks of fireworks throughout the night is too much. 3 days, noon to midnight, should be plenty. I am also wondering why they can be sold until July 10th, because doesn't that make people assume they can still be set off? My second concern is the cannon type noise that mainly went on Friday, July 5th, about every 5 minutes for 2 hours from 9:30 to 11:30. This was for sure heard in the Nellie, Ridgemont Meadows, Bridgeport area. I don't know if it was homemade fireworks or what, but even with the TV turned up and going into an inner room and shutting the door, it would not drown out the booms. This was really loud stuff. It was cannons to me. There were also a couple of random booms at other times in the days following. This was not normal fireworks. The noise was unnerving and excessive. I did finally call the police at 11:30, and the noise did stop, but I don't know if it was coincidental or the police did say something. I really didn't know if I should call or not. Can they really do anything? Do they want to be called when fireworks are excessive? Does someone have to complain before they say something? And are there any fines? Yes, people have freedom to set off fireworks if they want to, but if the law says 3 days, then those people are violating other people's freedom to not have that noise after the allowed time. People and their animals can't leave the area and the fireworks when the fireworks can be set off randomly whenever with no consequences. Possible suggestion for next year is more posting of allowed times on Facebook and handouts at the fireworks sales in English and Spanish, and maybe coming from the police department as well as the city. Also possible fines for disturbing the peace or whatever. Thank you for listening and for any help you can give to keeping fireworks to 3 days.
Thank you, Linda. Does everyone else want to comment on the fireworks? Linda, go ahead. We got someone
I
else?
just wanna say, I agree with her.
Uh-huh.
They're making homemade fireworks, it's not just the little fancy little boom boom ones that, you know, we used to have and everything, and then when you've got several people shooting them off, I mean, it sounds like a war zone. And it's kind of, really gets to us. Linda said it quite well. And, maybe you guys could work out, trying to get something to take care of, even put it back on, information in the back of your billing. You know, your statement from no fireworks, whatever. Thank you.
Linda, could we get a copy of your letter? Oh, we got the letter? Yeah, I never saw the letter, but
How does he have a letter? He doesn't.
if we have it in the city, I don't have a letter up here.
No, I haven't seen that.
He doesn't.
I know.
I know, I'm sorry.
Okay.
He does not have.
We just need a copy of the letter, so when we go back and we look at these things, I will, just say a couple of things. First of all, it was a long time for fireworks this year. I think part of it was 4th of July got rained out, because we're all out there, we got all those things going, and, do you have pets, Linda?
Yes.
Okay,
And she was about to have, she's getting used to the fireworks. But when those cannons came,
yeah, I'm not sure.
She did not know where to go and what to do.
Now, I'm not sure of the cannon sound, I mean, I'm sure there was the big stuff going on. But I think the time for shooting fireworks, since we all got shut down on the 4th, certainly extended to that weekend, because I think the 4th was on a Thursday, then we have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I think Monday, probably the window should have closed. Now, I will tell you that the police got plenty of complaints. All right, so I think you're right to call the police when you get something like that. But we also have to balance between, because my cat disappeared for 4 days. All right, so I didn't like that either. But the police do take complaints and they do issue citations. And when I looked in the report from the court clerk, for this past month, they actually got fined. So police issued a citation, not a lot of them, but they issued the citation, and it went and it got adjudicated by the judge, and they actually got fined. So that does happen. It's not like it doesn't happen, but I think the police do a pretty good job of trying to balance people having fun and celebrating, and something that's an absolute nuisance.
Do they have to have a complaint, or can they be driving
No,
around?
they patrol.
Okay.
And they found one where it was unsafe and stopped it and issued citation. I think that was over the 4th of July weekend. So let us take your letter. We'll look at some of the comments for the next time. And I don't know, it might be New Year's, I hear them. And if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, you're probably going to see some more
Yeah, and
fireworks.
I expect that, but do it for an hour and be done with it, not at 2 o'clock in the morning and for days and days.
Okay. Yeah, we'll take a look at it. Just make sure we get a copy or letter. We'll take a look at it.
I just have a question just for my knowledge.
Uh-huh.
Does the city financially benefit from fireworks selling within the city limits?
Sales tax is the only thing.
Sales tax and the fireworks permit.
And the firework permit? Okay, so we do get something, yes, looks like it.
I'm pretty much 5th of July, gotta stop selling. I'm trying to find it.
Hey, Carl?
Could I make a suggestion? When you, undertake to review this and look at updating or whatever, is it possible that you might restrict the sales of those large cannon arrangements that they have? Because there were a lot of those around, but there were boxes and those things were allowed. And just certain of those, you might just restrict the use of them in town.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with fireworks. I normally dodge in fireworks, so.
But that would be, you know, if you're trying to quell the noise, and that would help the police too, because when they come by and there's a lot of noise, well, here you are, you've got illegal fireworks.
And
Thank you.
again, selling till the 10th, you know.
Yeah, I've got that down as one thing.
There is a state law
That's
that
a state law.
dictates the timeframe in which fireworks are sold.
Yeah, we may not be able to do much about that,
Okay.
but give us your letter and we will certainly consider. All right, any other comments on the fireworks? I was expecting more fireworks. No comments.
Well, I will add that 2 days ago, 11:30 at night it started. And there were 5 of the big booms.
That's kind of out of the window, that shouldn't be the case.
Yeah.
I would recommend
Just
that.
that, you know, there is a lot of it,
Okay,
so 11:30. It's going on.
all right, any more comments on fireworks?
The ordinance is on the bill every July.
We do have an ordinance for it.
There's an ordinance that the police post on their Facebook, we post on our Facebook, and it's put on the bill every year.
Yeah, enforcement is kind of a hard issue because if someone's doing it privately in their own home or in their own yard, I hope they're not doing it in their own home, but in their own yard. And I think the police are pretty reasonable about that, keeping the noise down and then balancing that with people who are just celebrating.
Just one note, I don't think you could restrict a person from purchasing a larger, family.
I don't know that.
Yeah,
I
and
don't know that.
I don't
We'd
think
have to
you
look
could
at the law.
restrict that as long as you have a law that you can sell it. So it's up to the person whether or not they stop in time, you know,
Okay, thank you.
within the time limit.
All right, Linda, thank you for your comments. We're gonna move to, public comments, item B. This has to do with, we got the letter from Andrew Thomas. It's the intersection of Highway and 37 and 60 maintenance. Can we go down on that letter or is it too far?
Oh, I can. Is Mr. Thomas not here?
Mr. Thomas is not here. Mr. Thomas sent us a letter. I have it in front of me. And
Forgive my scrolling, sorry. There it is.
okay, this is a letter there, and initially when I remember this, it was about, hey, the grass is really long there, and it's more, this letter has more to it than that. The first thing I want to mention about that intersection is that there is an easement. If you look at the golf course, that where it's not part of the golf course, that actually that's owned by MoDOT. The city doesn't actually own that. Does that mean and I think, talking to, someone in the city, MoDOT will come and do maintenance twice a year, whether we need it or not. I think that was the quote. So it's really kind of up to us. Can we do something? We certainly do something about the weeds. We can mow that, and I think if you've gone by the section here the last couple of days, you'll see that's the case. Now this right here has to, if we go down to paragraph 3, I think Mr. Thomas has a point. I mean, that's kind of our welcome out if you're coming to Monett from the south or the west. So I agree we can probably do something about it. I don't know how much we can do in this paragraph. It starts with a backhoe and a dump truck.
Personally, I'd love to see us install a gateway there. Something welcoming travelers to the city. That's what I was thinking.
I agree. We can probably do something with that. This is going to take, we're going to have to get MoDOT on this.
Yeah, and
I don't think MoDOT,
it'll take some planning.
It'll take a little bit of planning, but can we do something? It sounds like the council is willing to do.
Absolutely,
Okay.
and the area where the old pro shop used to be on that corner,
Yes.
the gas part, there, is that FEMA owned property? Not, okay.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
I would think not.
The point here, I like Mr. Thomas's letter, and I think we will take that for action, to try to see what we can do. We'll have to do it in conjunction with MoDOT. Any more discussion?
We definitely need some improvement on that corner. It is a showcase piece, it's one of our busier corners in our town, and it's right in front of the golf course. It's a great selling feature. It will absolutely work to, put something there that is a great, definition of what we are and who we are in Monett. So, okay, any other discussion?
Anything from the audience? Okay. All right, next item, I think is,
Informational item.
yeah, we're on informational items now. Mike, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I'm looking for approval to purchase a social media archiving tool through Civic Plus. Civic is currently helping us develop our new website. They're working on the new clerk program for us. They currently provide Civic Alert, our text message service that gets information out to the community. All our social media posts are considered public record and subject to public record requests. If anything should happen to the social media providers, if Facebook were to go down or begin deleting content for whatever reason, right now we'd have no way to retrieve anything. Through this archiving program, it will ensure that we have this forever. The information will always be available. We'll be able to retrieve anything, given any kind of requests. This would be within discretionary spending limits for a city administrator. We're currently operating without one. So before pulling on the trigger with this, just wanted to make sure council is aware and get permission that we can go ahead and move forward with this.
Because this meets the requirements of the Sunshine Laws.
Yes, sir.
That's what this does, right? Electronic or social media.
It operates as a safeguard. As we develop the website, there's an additional charge we could do that I'm kind of excited about that would allow people on our website to search any of our social media accounts for any kind of keywords to make it kind of a one-stop shop if they're looking for any information, which would be a really handy tool, I think, especially for media and community members who are interested in things, and would probably significantly limit any kind of public record requests we may be getting in the future.
Yeah, we're talking $9,000, is that right?
The archiving tool is $9,000 a year. This year, because we're working on so many programs with Civic, they are bringing the cost down. $7,750 for the first year.
Any discussion?
I don't have any discussion. I think it's a great tool moving forward. In the future, people will be glad we have it.
All right. We'll go ahead and.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Monthly department reports.
I don't have any discussion at all. All our fine departments have sent us all their monthly spending. We appreciate y'all for keeping up and filling out the blanks and giving us all the numbers.
June financial report. Any issues?
No comments made. Deanna came in strong right here. So, do we need a motion for the budget report? No.
Okay.
All right.
Anything else on that? Okay. Our next meeting will be a working session, and it will be on Wednesday, not Thursday. We're doing Wednesday because one of us can't make it on Thursday. And that'll be at 6 p.m. in the courtroom at the Justice Center. It's not a ruse to pass on any tickets, but that's where we're going to meet next, and the regular city council meeting in here on the 12th of September, the second Thursday at 6 o'clock. Okay.
I'll move the adjournment. Okay, we'll move for adjournment. A second.
Call the roll, please.
Mayor Raymond.
Yes.
Commissioner Aaron Independent.
Yes.
Commissioner Tim Jesler.
Aye. All right. Thank you all for coming.